Hello everyone, this week I would like to talk about the brand called ASOS, which is a British online fashion and cosmetic retailer. The company was founded in the year 2000 in London, primarily aimed at young adults. And what is interesting about this brand is that it turns out that the website of ASOS sells over 850 brands, as well as its own range of clothing and accessories, and ships to pretty much, all the countries in the world from its fulfillment centers in the UK, US, and Europe. So the acronym ASOS abbreviation stands for the original word as seen on screen with the tagline buy what you see on film and TV. But it turns out that in 2003, the ASOS shareholders agreed to change the name to make it shorter and decided that the new name of the brand would be ASOS. And regarding the number of countries where they ship and territories, I went to the website of ASOS and I found out that they ship to 239 countries and territories in total from their fulfillment centers in Germany, the UK, the US, and they have offices in New York and London. So basically, the reason why I'm talking about this brand, this company, is that they are one of the biggest online cosmetic and fashion retailers in the world, and their significance as a fast fashion brand and as a platform that sells fast fashion products is huge. Their impact is huge, both on consumer preferences and on the whole the fast fashion situation. The analog of ASOS in Europe is Zalando. Zalando is way newer than ASOS, but it's a retailer and is so far so good for this, this online platform Zalando. They have been doing pretty well. They also have their own products that they make, and but the majority of stuff they are actually retail. They represent other brands. They provide the platform so that other brands can sell their things through their website. So that's the reason I chose this topic, this brand ASOS, because we today we do not we have a tendency to underestimate the impact of online sales, and ASOS, it turns out that it's one of the biggest. And so I wanted to see its role and its patterns and what are the things that ASOS has done so far, and in terms of its influence and its role as a platform in the field of fast fashion production and fast fashion sales. So regarding its sales, I went to the website called www.statista.com, and it says that as of January 2020, the highest number of ASOS manufacturing factories are situated in China with a total of 254 factories. India and Turkey come in second and third place for the number of ASOS manufacturing factories with 228 and 125 factories respectively. So yes, it's a fast fashion brand, and as you can see, it has so many factories basically in these three countries. Basically, the reason I have not heard of is because ASOS is one of the largest online fashion retailers, primarily in the UK. They have been enlarging their sales and their presence in Europe, but they are UK-based, and of course, that goes without saying that their primary focus is UK-based customers, and they have so far over 22 million customers annually. And with respect to the situation of workers' payments in its supply chains, in its garment factories, it is being reported that in 2020, ASOS stopped paying its garment factories using the excuse of the current situation, reducing demand despite signing contracts for the work and legally owing payment. After external pressure, ASOS promised to pay their garment factories, but it should never have come to that in the first place, of course. In terms of sustainability, ASOS admits to using only 34% of sustainably sourced fibers, and they provide only basic supply chain transparency. I mean, this information, of course, doesn't surprise me because this is the classic scenario when big brands and big retailers, they just say that, they are trying to be sustainable, they are doing their best. Allegedly, there are some doubts about that, but ASOS provides only some basic supply chain transparency. Many brands do not even do that, but with the pressure that is increasing today more and more, it's good at least that it can provide some basic transparency information. But of course, it is not enough. And more importantly, ASOS, it turns out, is also part of the Sustainable Clothing Action Plan, which is a voluntary scheme that UK government insisted was good enough to clean up the fashion industry without the aid of any further regulations and recommended by the Fixing Fashion report. Furthermore, the information provided by cleancloth.org says that media reports state that online fashion retailer ASOS has bought Topshop, Topman, Miss Selfridge, and Heat brands from Arcadia Group in a deal worth 295 million UK pounds. And another article reports that Philip Green, the owner of Arcadia Group, is likely to gain at least 50 million from the sale, while its more than 1,000 suppliers are set to get less than 1% of the money owed to them. In this regard, Clean Clothes Campaign adds that activists and civil society organizations are asking when and how garment workers who produce for Arcadia will get paid their owed wages. So there is this thing going on with regard to ASOS regarding the way it does business with its supply chains. So regarding the fact that ASOS bought Miss Selfridge, Topshop, Topman brands, the thing is that now ASOS has become a bigger group that has, that will be taking over the market of these three brands. And that being said, that also means that ASOS' role in as a fashion brand has increased, and that it will have not only more clientele and more sales, but also a bigger level of responsibility. Because it's one thing to just be a retailer, and another thing to buy these brands that are nonetheless quite significant brands. I've heard of Topshop. Topshop is a big brand. Same goes for Miss Selfridge. I have some clothes of mine from these two brands. And another thing to really represent these to make these brands as their own and to increase their sales. So that's why the eyes of NGOs and civil society are really now getting concentrated towards ASOS and the Arcadia Group, because now they have increased their influence on the market. And there's one more thing I would like to mention regarding ASOS is that, there was this summer, there was this scandal involving the Boohoo when in the UK based factories, which were making clothes for the Boohoo. Workers were getting paid the lowest of the lowest wages in UK, the salaries that were way lower than the minimum wages in UK. And so they found out that this was the factory in the UK, in Leicester, UK, in the city of UK, was making clothes for the Boohoo brand. So after the scandal, ASOS and Amazon all removed Boohoo clothing from sale, with around 1.5 billion wiped off the brand's market value in 2 days. So what it means is that it turns out that ASOS was providing its platform for selling Boohoo clothing online on its website, and that after the scandal with Boohoo, ASOS decided to react. In conclusion, I would like to say that the role of ASOS as the online retailer, cosmetic and fashion retailer, one of the biggest in Europe and the world, is not to be misunderstood, and that NGOs are right to claim more responsibility and more commitment from online platforms like ASOS, Zalando, and others, and so that they cannot, these companies like ASOS, Zalando, and others, they cannot just say we are just retailers, we are just selling what has been made, even if we have a small portion of cloth, items that are on our website that belong to us, so that the majority of stuff that we sell belongs to other brands. No, it doesn't have to happen like that. Of course, the issue is not that they are completely denying the responsibility. It's more like we don't really see how these online selling platforms like ASOS, Zalando, and others they can have an impact and influence on consumer preferences, on consumer conduct and behavior, and also how, and first and foremost, primarily, how things will play out in terms of making fashion more sustainable, more environmentally friendly, and more friendly towards, its supply chains, and most importantly, the workers that make these clothes. So yes, the efforts to further tackle the question of commitment and sustainability efforts of these online platforms like ASOS and others is not to be misunderstood and is not to be undermined, because as the situation has shown to us, there will be more online platforms and people will be inclined towards online sales, online purchases more and more. Therefore, the role of these online companies like ASOS and others is significant in terms of making positive changes towards moving forward in the sustainability direction. If you have stayed until the end of this video, thank you for watching. This was the video regarding the ASOS brand and its role as a in its role as an online cosmetic and fashion retailer in the whole world of the fast fashion. And I post videos every Sunday, 10 a.m. CT. So yes, look forward to seeing you next Sunday, and thank you for your attention. Bye.